There's a popular saying, dress the way you want to be addressed. Or is it you are addressed the way you dress? Well, this basically means that even without you saying a word, what you wear already speaks a lot about you. People draw up conclusions based on what they see you wearing, especially if they're meeting you for the first time. Now, have you ever been stopped by fashion police in church because they consider your dressing not modest enough for God's presence? Is there a Christian dress code? Hi Saints, my name is Marianne Ushi and this is Catholic Faith Forum. On the show today, we will be answering the question, is there a Christian dress code? And I have two amazing guests with me right here in the studio, but you'll be meeting them right after this break. So do not go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back, Saints. This is Catholic Faith Forum and I am Mary Ann Ushi. Yes, our topic today is there a Christian dress code? And I have two amazing people in the fashion industry here to discuss with me today. First off, I have Mrs. Joy Ogedengbe, who is a wife, a mother, a dressmaker, and she's the creative director of Joy Clothiers. She likes cooking, she likes making dresses for people, she likes basically seeing people look beautiful. You're very welcome, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, it's nice to be here.
Okay, and I also have with me Mr. Innocent Obiuku, who is a graduate of the University of Lagos. He's a fashion designer and the creative director of Covia Clothings. You are very welcome, Mr. Innocent. I like to call him Inno Money because he has money. He's just being humble. Thank you both so much for joining me. You look amazing. Anyway, they are fashion people, so I don't even expect less. You look gorgeous. Thank you. And then, you know, she also made my dress, so I mean, yeah, it's a good thing. Thank you. So how are you doing, Innocent?
Very fine, very fine.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, I'm good, fine.
Okay, so let's just relax and, you know, it's gonna be all right. All right, let's get right into it. So is there a biblical concept of modesty in dressing?
Okay, modesty, as the word may imply, has to do with decency in dressing. And I believe it's one of these virtues that helps us to attain salvation and also helps us keep away from sin. If you look at the letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, that talks about how our body is the temple of God, we realize that we are supposed to dress modestly. This also helps us to make sacred that which God has given to us.
Yeah. Okay, so what about you, Ma?
Yeah, I agree with that. Dressing, being modest in our dressing always portrays the kind of person you are. You don't have to expose your body, you don't have to expose any part of your body to look good. Covering your body from head to toe makes you look good as well. So you don't have to hide anything. You don't have to, expose anything. You keep it modest, like God has said in his words that our bodies are temple of God, so we have to always look modest in our dressing.
Another part of scripture also says that we should not, cause others to sin. We should not, basically do things that would make those who are weak now fall into sin. All right, so basically, can we say that there is a Christian dress code?
Yeah, I would say there is a Christian dress code because as Christians, we are followers of Christ. Okay. And how we look, how we talk, what we do should be able to portray that. And the way we dress and the way we carry ourselves should be able to portray that we are Christians. So there is a Christian dress code. As a Christian, I should be identified as a Christian by the way I dress. Yeah, and little things like that should be able to tell that I'm a Christian. So yes, there is a Christian dress code, and for a Christian, I need to look like a Christian.
Okay, so what about you, Ma? Do you agree with that? Is there a Christian dress code?
I won't say there's a Christian dress code per se. Always look good. You don't have to say because you are going to church. They have people who dress different from when they're outside the church and inside the church. But you see, you always dress to look good, always look modest, always look presentable. That's my take.
All right. So now some people may argue that their dressing has nothing to do with their faith. What can you say about this? Does our outward expression reveal our inward beliefs or who we really are inside? Can I judge a person based on their looks?
Yeah, I'll take it from there. Apparently, you can judge a person based on their looks,
Okay.
because I think that's one of the first thing you see in a person when you contact the person,
Yes,
you know, and that will probably tell you who the person is. So, your inward, your faith, does it have anything to do with the way you dress? Yes, I think absolutely it has a way. It has everything to do with the way you dress, because your faith should be lived out. It's not something you just have within you. You should be able to live out your faith in order to make people know that this is your belief. This is your belief. It shouldn't be kept to yourself. So the faith which you believe in should be able to be seen in your lifestyle, in the way you dress, in the way you present yourself. So I do not agree with people saying the way I dress does not have anything to do with my faith, because this is your belief. And if you believe that dressing some type of way would reflect your kind of person, then it should have, your faith then should have everything to do with the way you dress.
Okay. What about you, Ma?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, your dressing has to portray your faith. Even if I'm in the marketplace, I'm selling wares, I'm selling tomatoes and pepper, doesn't mean I should dress shabbily. I shouldn't now wear just tie a wrapper on my chest in the marketplace and say, because this what I'm doing is a dirty job or whatever. No, let people see me and say, yes, I like to get to know this person better. I like to interact with her. I like to talk with her. I like to be her friend.
So basically, as Christians, we should dress in a way that would make people see Christ in us. Yes. All right. So before we go on, let's have a break. It's time for us to find out who our saint of the week is. Do not go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Our saint of the week is Saint Cosmas. Saint Cosmas, also known as Cosmas the Aetolian, was a Greek Orthodox monk and missionary who lived in the 18th century. Saint Cosmas was born in the village of Megadendron in the region of Aetolia in western Greece in 1714. He was the youngest of 5 children, and his parents were farmers. From a young age, Cosmas showed a great interest in the Orthodox faith and became a monk at the age of 20. Cosmas spent many years traveling throughout Greece and preaching the gospel to the rural population, many of whom were illiterate and had limited access to formal education. He became known for his charismatic preaching style and his ability to relate to the common people. In addition to his religious work, Cosmas was also a social reformer. He was deeply concerned about the poverty and injustice that he saw in Greece, and he worked tirelessly to improve the lives of the poor. He established schools and orphanages, and he encouraged the development of small businesses and agricultural cooperatives. In 1779, at the age of 65, Cosmas was arrested by Ottoman authorities who saw him as a threat to their rule. He was imprisoned and tortured, but he refused to renounce his faith. He was eventually executed in the city of Kokondas in northern Greece on August 24, 1779. Saint Cosmas is remembered as a great saint and national hero in Greece. He is celebrated for his devotion to the Orthodox faith and his tireless work on behalf of the poor and oppressed. He was canonized by the Greek Orthodox Church in 1961. And his feast day is celebrated on September 26. Saint Cosmas, pray for us.
Welcome back, saints. Yes, I hope you've learned from our saint of the week. Now, back to our topic. Is there a Christian dress code? Now, let's be practical. What exactly is the acceptable way of dressing for a Christian? What should a Christian wear? What should a Christian not wear?
So,
I think we've been starting with you a lot. So
Yeah.
let's start
I was
with
going to say so.
okay, that's fine. Ladies first.
Let people just see you
Yes.
and say, this must be a Christian. She looks neat, she looks good, she does not expose her body, and I'm attracted to her. I want to get to know her better. That is enough. You don't have to expose any part of your body to look good. I tell my clients, even young ladies come to me, ma, please, I want something that will show my cleavage. No, it does not portray it doesn't speak well of you. Don't forget, you will be addressed the way you are dressed. So you don't have to expose anything. I can make you a beautiful dress that will attract this. You are trying to attract a young man. You have your target. You don't have to expose your body. I will do it such that he will see you and come again and say, wow, that dress you are wearing, that dress you wore that day, I like it. And you know, want to get to know you better. So you don't have to expose your body. Let people just see you and say, this is what I want, and then.
Okay, so basically, in summary, what you're saying is, as a Christian, you should dress neatly, you should dress modestly. You don't have to expose any part of your body. So do not wear things that are exposing. All right.
Yeah, so I would probably ask, why do we wear this clothes? Why do we dress? You know, to cover our body and for comfort. Yes. Maybe I'll just have to prioritize covering our body. As Christians, we are supposed to wear a very decent dressing, like cover your body, because that is why we wear these clothes. And some people, they expose their body and they are not even comfortable when they go out. So you see, that contradicts the whole comfort and also covering your body. So it's basic for the basic readings of dressings is for us to cover our body and also for comfort. So for as a Christian, you're supposed to wear dressings that covers your body and also creates that sense of comfort for you.
Okay. Now, I would also like to add that, you know, dressing is also for, let's say, fashion, to look good. You know, we want to make a statement. Now, are Christians allowed to be stylish and follow fashion trends? You see people who really dress, and then there are some people who are like, she's a Christian now, she's not supposed to be, you know, doing all of this and all of that. Does Christianity have anything to do with, you know, following fashion trends, looking good, in your opinion?
You can follow the trend and still look very nice and still dress in the Christian way. Because if you look at our culture, most times if like a young person visits an elderly person and she's wearing, like I like what I made for you, one sleeve, one is off, one is, the older ones will be like, why are you wearing this? Was the fabric not enough? But it's fashion. It's trendy. You're not exposing. See, we're not revealing any cleavage. You're not revealing any part. You still look very good. True. So I mean, you can follow the trend and still dress Christianly.
True. Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you just said. As Christian, you're supposed to look stylish. Yeah. You're supposed to look good. Yeah.
Look good for God.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big God.
Yeah, as in follow the trend, but don't expose your body. Be decent with your dressing, but follow the trend.
Okay. Good. Okay, so we keep hammering on don't expose your body, don't expose your body. Now, if a lady wears a bikini to the swimming pool, or let's say to the beach, or we have these biker shorts now that a lot of people wear for sports, you know, or maybe, you know, she's going for a party and she feels like dressing, you know, in a certain type of way, would her Christianity be put to question? Now, she's dressing based on the occasion. Do you think that puts her Christianity to question? Who wants to go first?
No, I don't think so. Okay, for instance, she's going for a pool party. A pool party means you're going to dress as you are going to a pool. Some people will wear bikini, which is a two-piece, just to cover the nipples and then the lower part. But a Christian will wear a full swimsuit. It's just like a sleeveless top. The arm is covered, the body is covered. We're only seeing her arm and the legs. I think it's okay. She can even decide to wear a transparent, like a chiffon skirt over it, like a wrap over it. She's still she still looks good, and she's still
dressing for the occasion.
And I think it's very okay that way. She's not exposing her body, and she won't dress like that to a parlor party. Exactly. So it's because she's going for a pool party, she has to dress that way, and she has to dress according to the kind of party she's attending.
Yeah, so we wear different clothes for different functions, different occasions, and different sports. And for the sake of comfort, there are certain clothes that we are not to wear for certain sports. Okay. For instance, you're going for biking, you can't wear a long gown because you're Christian. You have to wear a dress that suits that sport you want to do, or the party, or a party. You need to look good for the party. Yes. So that doesn't really take away your Christianity or your person as a Christian. But lot of emphasis, like you said, a lot of emphasis on always trying to cover your body, look modest, no matter what you do. I want to believe that every sport, even if you have to wear some comfortable kind of clothing for the sport, does not even require you to reveal your body, but just for comfort.
Yeah, so I like that. I like the fact that we agree that yes, there are dresses for certain occasions, but even in dressing for those occasions, there are modest types of dressings for those occasions, like you mentioned with the bikini and the swimming suits difference. All right, so we're going to go over to our KYF crew right now for the Know Your Faith session. I'm definitely sure that it's going to be enlightening, so do not go anywhere. Watch and enjoy.
Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Know Your Faith. I am Jeffrey, your host. Today we're asking, why do Catholics pay tithes? Why? Why? Does the church want to steal our money or what? What's the background story? What's the background story to it? So first, what are tithes? What's the origin of payment of tithes? In the Bible, we see that payment of tithes was an Old Testament obligation that was enjoined on the Jews under the law of Moses. It is a practice of showing gratitude for all that God has given us and also to give back to Him a portion of what He has given to us. The church uses our tithes for various purposes, some of which are 1. To build and maintain church structures. 2. To provide for the needs of the clergy who serve God's people. 3. To support the poor and needy. Now, note, we know the church teaches that offering some form of material support to the church is obligatory for all Catholic adults who are able to do so. However, she doesn't specify what percent of one's income should be given. In 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 2, St. Paul tells us, on the first day of the week, that is Sunday, each of you should set aside whatever he can afford. In 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 5 to 8, it tells us that God doesn't demand a fixed amount of money from us. He wants us to give from the heart. If you are forced to give a particular amount, that is seen as extortion. But when one gives freely and cheerfully the amount you are able to give, then that's a gift, and God will bless you for it. So guys, here are some keynotes to take from this video. Numero uno. Payment of tithes can be dated back to the Old Testament, where it was an obligation for the Jews under the law of Moses. Numero dos. It is a form of showing gratitude for all that God has given us. Numero tres. Some of the uses of tithes are to build and maintain churches and the clergy and to support the church's ministry to the poor. Numero cuatro. God doesn't demand a fixed amount of money from us. He wants us to give from the heart. Finally, remember, God loves a cheerful giver. Give it all you've got. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, like, follow, do everything you can, and share this video. See, you know it's not good when you see a good video and then you can't share it to your friends. That's being stingy. If I'm your friend, I'll vex for you, I'll change it for you. It doesn't make sense. It's nonsense. So yeah, so don't forget to share it to all your friends. Reach out to as many people as possible. So till next time, be bold, be Catholic.
Thank you very much, KYF crew, for that session. All right, back to our topic. Is there a Christian dress code? Now, so we know that some people have Sunday clothes. They have particular clothes that they set aside for church on Sundays, and they make it a point of duty to stand out in their dressing, especially on, you know, Sundays or occasions, basically. Now, is there such a thing as overdressing for a Christian?
Well, yes, I would say, yeah, you see, on Sundays, I like looking very good. I like to match my attire with my gele.
Yeah, all those are
Yes, I know. I won't on a Sunday, if it's a weekly mass, the weekly mass, I'll just tie my normal scarf. But on Sunday, I'll tie my gele. In fact, some people ask me, Madam, are you attending a wedding? And I tell them, is it only the guests at the wedding or the celebrant that will see how good I look? I'm dressing for Christ. I'm not exposing anything, you know. I'm wearing a fine dress. it is attractive. In fact, like more than twice, I've had priests tell me, "Madam, you look really nice in St. Dominic's Church," and I feel good. If I was exposing any part of my body, they won't tell me that. Yeah. You understand? So there is, as far as I'm concerned, look good, dress well. Don't tie your gele too big, such that the person behind you is seeing only your gele and not even seeing the priest. Because when I'm listening to the sermon on Sundays, I like to target the priest. I like to sit where I'll be able to see him well. There's a communication, there's a connection there. You understand? But I won't tie my gele such that it's so big that the person behind me is not seeing the altar. True. That way, it is not right. Okay.
Innocent, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel on Sundays, like, you just need to look good for God, yeah. And in this our part of the world, I think that is the time we have that opportunity to even dress, because like Mondays to Fridays you have work, Saturdays, so look good for God. You go out there, look very good, you know, and you're doing it for God. You're coming to the presence of God, and He deserves even more. So there's nothing like overdressing. Just look very good.
Okay, so Innocent says there's nothing like overdressing, and you say that you can dress for God, but in doing so, do not use it to distract others. Yes. All right. So now there are people in the showbiz. We have actors, we have musicians, we have dancers who have to dress in certain ways in order to carry out their functions, their duties. You know, would you say that they are going against the Christian dress code in their career path, like how they dress to maybe act or to sing or to do whatever they do?
Okay. For me, I think that's quite a tough one. Well, I think it's very dicey. I think people are out there and they do things for their own reasons. Maybe they have to wear that kind of clothing because they are trying to portray a kind of picture to the people. But for us as Christians, I feel it's very important that we are careful on the models we take out there. Okay. Like the influence, these people have influence on what we see. Like when you talk about the social media, the movies we watch, and what we see online, it has a lot of influence on the regular people. But as Christians, we try as much as possible not to see these people as role models. For, I may say, they're trying to achieve whatever it is they're trying to achieve with that, maybe positively or negatively. But we have the free will to decide what we consume. Yeah. Like the letters from St. Paul to the Romans, chapter 12, it talks about we not conforming to the world, but try to stick for what is good, you know. So these people are out there. I don't know the forces which they represent. I don't know if they're Christians. I know they're Christian movies and other stuff like that, but I don't know the reasons why they do what they do. Maybe they're trying to, they have a target audience. Okay. But as a Christian, we should be careful on what we consume. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Mommy, do you have anything to add?
I guess you said it all. It's kind of a dicey. Okay, for example, let's assume someone who is into acting. Don't say that. Someone who's going to act the part of a prostitute. A woman has to act the part of a prostitute. You are trying to pass a message to your audience. Yeah. You won't say because you're a Christian, you should now tie a wrapper. As a prostitute will not tie a wrapper. Yeah. She will reveal her body. But you see, the Christian actor now has to reveal her body so that maybe she can wear something transparent. You know, it will show part of her body, but not like what the prostitute will really do. And then the acting, you have to pass the message. Yeah. And I'm sure before the end of that movie, the message would have been passed on.
Okay, so basically, as a person in showbiz, it is important that you know how to strike a balance. Yes, you're doing your job, you're passing a message, but you know, there must be that balance so that we don't lead people astray. All right, so finally, in your opinion, is there a Christian dress code? Does a person's overall dressing define who or she is as a Christian? Let's do this in 10 seconds.
Be modest. That is mine. Dress as loud, as elaborate as you want to. look good as much as you want to, but do not expose any part of your body. You don't reveal parts of your body that shouldn't be revealed.
So that is your own Christian
That's my
dress
own.
code.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, so there's an adage when you started your introduction talked about dress the way you want to be addressed.
Yes.
So if you want to be addressed as a Christian, you have to dress as a Christian. And if you want to be addressed as any other person, you just have to dress, because that is what an outsider sees when they have their first contact with you.
All right, so there you have it. People will definitely define you by what you wear. If you do not want people to have the wrong definitions of you, then you have to dress in a Christ-like manner. You have to know where to strike the balance. You have to know how to strike the balance. You have to know where to pause on your dressing. Also, do not overdress to distract people. Basically in everything that we do as Christians, we should always remember to be modest and not lead others into sin. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much for sharing your opinions, your suggestions. Very, very lovely. I really appreciate it. All right, so if you have contrary opinions, if you have comments, which I want to believe that you're going to have, please drop them in the comment section. Our YouTube channel is at Dominican Media Presents. Do not forget to subscribe, like this video, share to your family, your friends. I really want this conversation to keep going. All right, I remain Marianne Ushi. Do not forget to follow us on social media at CFF on TV. That is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Until next time, keep being saints in jeans and shirts. Bye.